Good afternoon, my friends, and how you all doing? How is your day coming on? I really trust God that you're doing well. So there is this video that was just shared some minutes ago by a very dark man about what he thinks the Nigerian youths and the student population should do to force the Nigerian government to do the needful with respect to downward review of the school fees. So he was saying something that the students should henceforth, they should boycott every university, they should stop attending every school and the rest of them. Let them do that for as long as they can, and then let them see what the Nigerian government will do. So he was making an argument saying something like that, that would force the government to look at these fees that these children are going to pay, after which when they're done with paying these fees, they are most likely going to be unemployed. He talked about how this population will be a risk to the elites and the rest of them. And he made a very valid argument, which is that whenever you do anything that goes against the interest of the Nigerian political elites, they find solutions very fast in order to protect and save themselves, in as much as they cannot run away from the country at the moment. So I also want to look at it. This is also a place I believe we should look at as Southeastern people. I don't understand why the whole Southeastern states, you can't see a tangibly built high-rising structure. We're screaming about how we built Lagos, and when we keep on saying this whole thing, I laugh so much. The reason is simple. Lagos will soon give us what we are not used to, and we're going to look for another place to build. Most likely, the way it's going now, we're going to start trooping in our numbers to Akwaibom, because Akwaibom seems to be the next direction, and everybody's looking in that direction. With respect to our friends who are making acquisitions of property and the rest of them, even Asaba also. Unfortunately, so these are our realities. But we've never sat down to ask ourselves, how are we going to force the Southeastern political elites and their accomplices to use our resources solely for the development of the region? The Southeast does not have any reason whatsoever why we should not have functional roads, why we should not have almost perfect perfect power situations, where we should not have the best of healthcare, and why we should not have the best of education. We seem to be comfortable with the very little we get, and this is the only problem I had with the IPOB agenda. I swear to God that if this IPOB agenda was strictly about holding the political class in the Southeast accountable to do what they are supposed to do for the citizens of the Southeast, bet you many of us would have subscribed to it. But you give them the room to, you overlook what they are doing here, and you feel that the only problem is based in Abuja. I bet you that if these political elites are held very, very accountable, and the necessary useful peace and non-violent pressure is put on these political elites, they will run to the president and tell him that they have to do something to get their regions to work. These people lead the region, do whatever they would wish to do with our resources, and at the end of the day, we fall back worse than we had ever been. Where we are in the Nigerian state is where I can say that France was at a time before the French Revolution, sometime in the 1817 and the 1800s. Everything about the state was just built around the elites, to favor the elites. In Nigeria today, the Nigerian police is not for you, the common man, you and I, even the armed forces, to a very large extent. Once you say something that the elites don't like, you are likely going to be picked up. So you see that even these men are not our best options. The Nigerian people, the Southeastern people, you must rise up, you must give your voice to this conversation. Our political leaders must do what is in the interest of the region. We must develop intra-regional trades. We must develop our infrastructure. They must use our resources to work for us. This is not rocket science. They go outside this country, they see how these things are being done, and they can make these things happen. Forget all the stories they tell you, forget about all the excuses they give to you. The truth is that any day the southeastern man stands up, or the southeastern woman or youth stands up and says that for these roads that have not been built, for these schools that we've not seen, for the absence of government in our area, we are no longer going to take it, and we must get the best of bargain from the political elites. I bet you they will sit up. But unfortunately, most of you are still carried away with PDP. Labour Party is from our place, it's not from our place. Let us stand up, ask those questions, and hold the political class accountable. They came out and told us that they can do these jobs, and that is the reason why most of us gave them our votes. Even for those of them that stole from the court, it doesn't. They must provide this leadership, and this is what we must do at a time like this.